Good morning to all. Myself P. Maninganan, Assistant Professor of Civil Department. On behalf of Department of Civil Engineering, KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology, I welcome you all to the fourth day of Tech Webinar Series 4. I am so delighted in the morning and I have the pleasure of introducing to you the Honorable Chairperson of the webinar, Dr. M. Muthukannan, Professor and Head, Department of Civil Engineering, Kalasalingam University. Our research person belongs to a small village named Sundrapandiam, which is near to Kalasalingam University. He is having more than 17 years of experience in teaching and research at Kalasalingam University from the year 2000 onwards. Dr. M. Muthukannan has acquired UG degree from Madurai Kamaraj University, PG degree from College of Engineering Guindy, and PhD from College of Engineering Guindy, Anna University by the year 2010. He is specialized in transportation engineering and concrete technology. Dr. M. Muthukannan is not only a talented teacher, he is an active researcher. So far, 8 students are doing PhD and 2 students have completed their research under his able guidance in the areas like transportation and concrete technology. So far, he has published 24 international journals, 10 national journals, and 18 international conference papers. He is also writing 2 textbooks on transportation engineering and concrete technology for Tata McGraw-Hill Publications. He has completed the consultancy project for more than 45 lakh rupees and published 2 patents and applied for 2 patents. Recently received the project from DST and TNPSC at worth 2.38 crores. He is a life member of various societies like Institution of Engineers, ISTE, ASCE, Institute of Transport Management, etc. And he is a member of doctoral committee for 3 students in Anna University. During his period as HOD in civil engineering, the department was raised to number 1 rank out of 29 departments in Kalasalingam University. Our research person has actually participated in academic council member, BYS member to various autonomous institutions, and has given more than 14 guest lectures to various engineering college students and faculty members. I hope today's webinar will be enlightened with some knowledge of our research person, Dr. M. Muthukannan. Thank you, sir. I request our chief guest to take over the session.
Thank you. Shall I start, sir?
Yes, sir. We can start the session.
Okay. So I thank the management of KPR Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, for giving me the opportunity for giving this webinar. And my special congratulations and thank you for Dr. Dharmaraj and Lokeshwaran and Manikandan for making this kind of arrangement during this COVID-19 issue. So the engagement of the people throughout this lockdown period, it's very important because this is going to be this kind of arrangement of this kind of a webinar or seminar will be some trust busters. That means that stress busters. That is, the student can engage themselves. So because they're locked inside their home for a period of more than 50 days, so now they have been getting engaged in some aspect such a way that they are using their time fruitfully. So I thank the organizers for making this kind of that is a webinar for the benefit of the community. And I heard that more than 1,100 participants have received that's registered for this opportunities for civil engineering webinar. So I have been giving webinar for the last for the last 15 days. So this is my 6th webinar for the various kind of people across that's India, and some are listening from the outside of India also. So first of all, that is I will directly into this webinar. That is a job opportunities for civil engineers. I don't say I have cut down the job opportunities for civil engineers. So not only the job, what are the other opportunities for civil engineer which is available? So that is need to be that is a cross dissection. Now I have made a thorough study that is from each and every aspect, and I group into that's a 3 category. One is for pursuing M.Tech. One is going for that is a work or for any PSU or multinational company. Or third one, the entrepreneur. So these are the three that's aspects that I have that is made for this engineers. So each and every aspect, what is I have that's gone to the depth, so that is it will be useful for the student. And I have shared the PPT also, so that can be shared to the other participant, so that they will be enlightened with the knowledge and they know what to do after their graduation, after their that's a UG degree. Now the problem is that is the students are frustrated because of this lockdown period. The final year students are that is much frustrated because they were anxiously waited for a job to be taken care. But unfortunately, due to this COVID-19 lockdown, they have not written the that's the end semester examination. So by this time last year, the students have joined for the apprentices, that is a training or somewhere they have been the locked with some jobs. But now this year the situation is entirely different. So the students are still there's a waiting for the examination to come up, and they need to that is a take up the examination. Now after that they need to go for the Valuation examination. Then there's a course completion, everything. So the another 2 months will be there. That is for the settlement of their life. But it is in one side. The another side is that is they don't know what to do after their graduation. Whether this is the right period for making a decision. But if I will say that which will be the right period for taking this this opportunities for the civil engineer, that is the end of the third year. So at the end of the third year, everyone should have this a PPT, and they should have a plan accordingly, so that they will be having a good career and they can plan the rest of the final year. And before after going out of the final year, they can they can be very clear what they are going to do. First, that is what is civil engineering. First, you should understand what is a civil engineering. That is the civil engineer. It's a broad field of engineering where it deals with the plan. That's a planning, construction, maintenance, and the infrastructure. So these are the that is a civil engineering introduction. So first, you should understand why you should become for a civil engineer: for money, or for comfort, or that is you want to go for job satisfaction, or you want to achieve something. But for example, if you want to go for money, please go and join in some finance company, so that you can get more money for money lending. But the civil engineering is not a stream for making money. Next, if you want to be a comfort person, then you can go for any firm, and then you can go for IT job, that you will get that is a job in the that's a AC room, and you'll have a good comfort, and you can have a good relaxation. That you can go for that is a computer science or EC job. You'll be there in a 8-hour duty, and you'll be in the AC room throughout the day, and you'll have a comfort environment. Next, if you want to become that is a work for the job satisfaction, you can make film. That is you can take a film, or you can make a that is a job which is maybe artistic or creative, or like that kind of a job. You can go for any job satisfaction. But if you want to be a civil engineer, you should achieve something in your life. Then that is called as a civil engineer. Where the civil engineer, that is, if you want to achieve something with some job satisfaction, and then that is with some job satisfaction, and with some small amount of money, and with a limited amount of comfort. Because a civil engineer, if you want to do a job somewhere in the for example, Benik constructed a dam, so it is in the interior part of it. Even now it is the central part of it's a forest. Now that is we take some that is nearly from lower camp to to reach the particular dam. It takes about 1.5 hours by bus or car. So imagine during that period. So how he has taken the people from here to from lower camp to the Mullai Periyar Dam. So in that area, you cannot have any that is a comfort. There will be a lot of that is an insect, and you have that is you will not be given any money. You will not get the food properly, and you will not have that much that's a comfort there. But you will achieve something with your satisfaction. So that is the civil engineer. So even after that is if you want to become a civil engineer, you should be there in the history. The history will say, yes, He is that's a marvel. Karigala Cholan, he is a civil engineer. He has constructed a dam. Still, it is there. So, where is the house of Karigala Cholan? The house of Karigala Cholan is not available. It is not there. The great Rajaraja Cholan, he has constructed a Tanjai Periya, that's a big temple. But the temple is there. Where is his house? But the problem is that is why what happened to his house? House is not there, but the thing which he has that is constructed, that is available. Why? From this you can understand that if you are doing something for yourself, it will be vanished from the history. If you are doing something for the society, it will be there even after 1,000 years. The civil engineers are there to create something for the society. So if you want to do something for the society, you will be there in the history, and you will be there in the that is of the world history, and the people will be speaking about you even after 100 years, after 1,000 years, after 2,000 years. So that's a way to become as a civil engineer. You take the challenge, you have a courage, you take the challenge, and you achieve something in your life, that we call as a civil engineer. So what are the prerequisites for the civil engineer? First, the prerequisite for civil engineer, that you should have some strong common sense. First, that is very important. Where that is the common sense that it is lacking in many fields that I can understand. But as a civil engineer, first prerequisite is that you should have some common sense. What do you mean common sense in Tamil? So, serious that we call as a common sense. Next, you should have the positive attitude. That is the first. Everything, there will be some 1,000 people will say that is you cannot do it. But that is you have a positive attitude that you will be doing that. Because Benny Cook, that is 2 times the dam has washed away. But he had a positive thought that he will achieve one day. So he have achieved. More than 100 years have gone, but still that is the dam is that is available, and also it is irrigating. See how many lakhs and lakhs of land is get irrigated because of the only one person, because of his positive attitude, and he have sold all his that is a wealth for making that is a challenge that we call as a positive attitude. Next is the vision. So you should think about your structure, and you should have a vision for 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years. So if you want to have a vision of very smaller thing, then you will be having only having a very limited benefit. If your vision is higher, and you see the people after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 100 years, 1,000 years like that, then your vision will be you should have a strong vision, and you have to create the world, and you are the creator and not the destroyer. And second, the next is that the honesty and dedication. So the dedication and honesty, it is that's a good attitude of a civil engineer. And next, professional ethics. So here you are going to do make a structure. The structure is going to be there throughout the life, throughout the span of some 100 years or 200 years. So the people will be speaking about the structure. Even for example, if you are constructing a house, that what is the thing? That the people who is residing in the house, they should feel that comfort. After only that's a comfort from that client, they will say every day, they will say that I'm seeing the building, they will say there is no cracks, and I don't have any durability issue, and even during the strong sunshine, we don't feel any suffocation. During the winter, we don't feel that much chillness. So we have a warm temperature inside the house. It is thanks to that civil engineer. So like that, you should construct a house such a way that you should have a good professional ethics. Next, management skills and teamwork. It is a major important thing for for a civil engineer. You should have a good management skill and a teamwork. So because under you, any civil engineer, even the day of starting, there will be some 100 people who will be working under you. Who are the 100 people? There will be a plumber, there will be an electrician, there will be a mason, there will be the construction worker, there will be a water worker, there will be a maintenance worker. So like that, there will be hundreds of people will be working under you, and you should be in a position to extract the work from them without any hesitation, by giving some good words, good having a good rapport and you should have a good that is a management skill, and the teamwork. It is an important thing for the that is a good that's a the good life. Next, courage to face the challenge. If you are not having any courage to face the challenge, please quit the job of a civil engineer. Because if you don't accept challenge, you are not called as a civil engineer. You go for better. You go for a computer science engineering. Better you go for a that's a easy. You sit with the some girls near to your that is a chair, and you speak with them, and you don't face any challenge. You just to do some nonsense in the laptop, and you submit to them, and then you go for a tea, then 12 o'clock lunch, then to 3 o'clock tea, and 4 o'clock again. That is a leaving the job. So that what is the challenge there? Nothing is there. So the challenge you should face. You should go into the work should be a challenge. That is, for example, if you are constructing a dam, or constructing that's a pillar, or you are constructing a silo, or you are constructing a high-rise building in the center of a desert, or center of the sea, or center of the that is a forest, etc. That you say that is a challenge. Going to the work itself, there is a challenge. So you are arranging the material and you do all the work, then you say that you are facing the challenge. If you are facing the challenge, you can be a civil engineer. If you are failing to face the challenge, please quit the job as a civil engineer. So only the person who want to take the challenge, then he can be called as a civil engineer. None other than, please don't call yourself as a civil engineer. So next is that is you have a good health and physical capability. Do exercise every day. You should have a strong that is a physical that is a physique, so that you can climb the tree, you can climb the structure, because you are going to construct a 100 that is a floor building. So even that is in the 100 floor building, each and every floor you should go and inspect. So you cannot say that's a 100 floor. How can I go? I need a lift. Who is going to be lifted in the new building? There will not be any lift. You should go there, and for that you should have a good physical and health property, and you no need to have any extraordinary brilliance. The brilliancy, it is not at all required for a civil engineer. Only the common sense, positive attitude, vision, honest dedication, professional ethics, management skills, courage to face the challenge. And if you have a good physical and mental capability, you can call yourself as a civil engineer. So this is that is a strong text that I can say that you want to be a civil engineer. You should have this. These are the prerequisites. Next, the formula for success. The formula for success is first that you call as intelligence. You should have some intelligence, then you should have some hard work, and then you should have an attitude, and then finally you should have one plus smartness. One smartness you should have. That means that you should have a smartness, that is, you should have a planned, optimistic approach, and a time management, honesty, and a soft skill, and a computer internet literacy, very minimum. You should open an app. You should open up an email, or you should open a that's a go to the start menu, and you click the AutoCAD, and you should know to read the drawing. That's all. And the general knowledge and helping hand. These are the smartness issue of a formula of success. So the intelligence, hard work, and attitude with the smartness, that is a planned, optimistic approach, time management, honesty and ethics, and a soft skill, and computer or internet literacy. Then you can call as a good engineer, and you will have a good career and good success. Now we're coming to the point. What are the best career options after getting the bachelor degree in a civil engineering job? First, that is now you have, after the graduation, especially for final year student, you have two options. One we called as you want to go for higher study, or you want to go for the job. So if you want to go for a job, that's a study, first you finalize why you want to study higher study. I want to go there. Don't say like that. First, you should be very clear why you want to go for the higher study. Then you decide what you are going to study. But sir, I don't know, sir. There is a different branches available. The Dharmaraj sir is a specialist in construction, so I want to go for the construction, sir. That is a Logeshwaran sir. He is specialized in transportation. I want to go for a transportation, sir. So Manikandan sir, he is very good in construction management. So I want to go for that kind of a job, sir. So you, without having any idea and know what to study, don't go there. then you decide where to study, the place where you are going to get a good education. Now, in the undergraduate, you might have done lot of mistake in selecting the university, selecting the college. Now, you should be very conscious in selecting your PG degree, because in UG degree, when you go for the counseling, you thought that your friends will be there, your girlfriends will be there, and you should be away from your home, and you will be enjoying your life, and you want to have a good relaxation for the 4 years. That was the case when you took when you took this engineering degree after your graduation, after your that's a +2. But now the situation is entirely different. Now you should be very careful in selecting your that's a degree, and also what to study and where to study. Well, your idea, it should be the topmost institute where you have a good teaching facility, good infrastructure facility, good lab facility, and good research facility. Then you go for a specific study and border study area. Then only you should go for a specific study. Then you say that, yes, sir, I want to go for a transportation engineering. I want to go for a particular, that's a construction management. I want to go for a corrosion, or I want to go for a industrial people, like that. What is the requirement that you go for that study, and you see the study of effect of 1 and 2, that is a specific study and border study. You see, you go under that is a unveil, or that's a unveil your that is unwind your expectation, and you go there. That is the case of that's a more study. Then if you have another road, this is now you are, imagine that you are standing at the end of the that is your career of graduation. Now you have the other the job, that is you want to go for a job, that is a job you want to require money, that is you want to go for an immediate job, that you can't wait for some time. That is the thing that you want to go for it. That is, for example, immediately some people have got their this education loan. They want to that is take care of the education loan. They want to take the burden of their family. So they want to go for the job immediately, and you can't wait for some time, and or you can wait for some time. That is, if you can wait for some time, that you go for that's a public sector unit or exams. You can wait for 1 year, and then you go for a TNPSC or UPSC examination. Then you go there. Otherwise, that if you want to go join for the immediately, you can go for that is an apprentice trainee, where you are going to get the job, and you are going to learn lot of things in that particular company. Then you don't go for that's some money. You go for only the training and the training skill which is available in that particular company. So if you are able to get all this that is a knowledge, then you will be a successful engineer. So for example, if you want to go for a field job or office job, so for example, if you want to go for an office job, you will be like that, like Shah Rukh Khan, you will be there in the university. But if you go for that's a field job, certainly you will become as a job with a dark complexion, and your texture will go, your color will go, your dressing habit will be changed, everything will be changed if you go for the field job. So if you want to become a civil engineer, that means that you should be facing all the challenges, your texture, everything will go. The civil engineer, that means that he's having that is a blank, because you want to put the concrete. If you want to put the concrete, you cannot put the concrete in the AC room. You should stand in the sun and see that your concrete is done properly, so that the proper compaction is done, proper air is removed, proper setting of concrete is done. So you should stand there as a quality control engineer. You should do that. So your complexion and everything will be lost. So that you say that that is a which job you are going to select. So finally, that if you want to go for a higher studies, you have we will see in depth in each and every aspect. First, if you want to go for a higher studies, those who are willing to do higher studies after B.Tech degree, they can go for M.Tech or ME degree, or MS, Master of Science in that is better than M.Tech, and it is equivalent to PhD. Or you can go for a MBA, Master of Business Administration, and after doing all that, even if you have time, you can go for a Doctor of Philosophy, and you can be a specialist in that particular area. So in the jobs, if you select to do the job, then you can select the two aspect. That is one thing is that is you can go for a private company or you can go for a government sector unit, public sector unit. That is the two option. So I have given the two option. One if you want to go for higher study and if you want to go for a jobs. Now we will discuss in that is a depth. That is for if you are going for M.Tech civil engineering or that's a ME in civil engineering, what is your choice? First, structural engineering, transportation engineering, hydraulics and water resource, environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering, construction management, traffic and transportation, hydraulics and water resource, geoinformatics, transportation engineering, and that's a water resource engineering and fracture mechanics. So these are the subcategory of that is a various structure which is available that is throughout the world. That these are the specialization which is available. So you can select any one of the subject, and I will give that is what are the specialization and what are the advantages and disadvantages of each and every specialization in the coming slide. So that is for example, if you want to go for a MS in civil engineering, so you can in US or UK or the Southeast Asia or Australia, Canada, you can go for MS in engineering, and for that you have to look at the institute. That is of the profile of the institute, the syllabus, scope of the syllabus, and don't take any degree like a PG diploma or that is offered by NCA, NICMR, NICMAR or something like that. That is for the upgradation of your that is your job. For example, for if you want to go for a promotion, you can go for that. But this will not be taken as a valid degree. So that that you cannot say it as a specialized in a particular area. If you want to become a specialized, that means that you should take a M.Tech degree or MS degree. So the career options for a civil engineer, you know that it's a field job or research or management. Field job, private, public sector, government, and research, M.Tech. If you go for ISRO, BARC, DRDO, and management, that is you can go for a MBA, PGDM, and a training course in NICMAR. And if you want to have a self-employment or software job. So these are the total career options for the civil engineer. So some of the top companies in civil engineer hire civil engineering graduates. That is, they are JP Group, Gammon India, Balaji Railroad, that is a limited, Punj Lloyd Groups, that is a Lloyd's Groups, Jaiprakash Associate, Nagarjuna Construction, and GMR Group, Hindustan Construction Company, Expert India, Hindrani Construction Private Limited, Godrej Properties, Prestige Estates, Oberoi that's a real estate, and DLF. So these are the top civil engineering companies where you can approach them. They are having lot of opportunities. You can approach to their this company. So if you are even if you are being attached to them as a trainee, that is more than sufficient, because after getting the training in this such kind of institute, your level will be after 2 years or 3 years you will be somewhere. You understand? So please select this kind of a company where some of the other companies like IVRCL, Dr. Kilker Consultants, Larsen and Toubro, Nircon, RTS, that's a macro, that's a Marvel Infrastructure, Potential Consultant, Simplex Files, Vedakar Associates, some of the Shakuji company, and Shobha Developers, Taran Powers, TCS, Cellular Construction, Shapoji Palonji Construction, and that's a Bakery, Adani, L&T, Linde, and that's a Bhakti Design, and Backbone Projects, JMCR Projects. So these are the that is I have taken only the tip of the iceberg. There are thousands and thousands of companies, they require civil engineer. You understand that we have only some 13% of the total population having the own house. Nearly about 77% of the people are that is 87% of people are still they don't have the proper house to reside. You see that that is when during the lockdown from Delhi, the people are moving without transportation. How many people, lakhs and lakhs of people are moving from one place to another. They don't have house in the Delhi. Do you understand? Neither they don't have house in their that's a village also. They are moving from 1,500 kilometers, 2,000 kilometers on the walkway. So they want to live their life. They are moving. They are moving like that without any transportation. They are moving. Do you understand? So these many people are there. They are all your client. You are going to construct the house. They are going to construct a good road. You are going to construct a good transportation system, water system, environmental system, everything that you are going to make. So that is the duty of civil engineering. Now you come into the public sector company. First, I have seen the private sector. Now these are the public sector company. They are having every day. If you are having taking this that is a newspaper, you will have that. You can see that these are the company. They are giving some apprentice, the training or apprentice training for civil engineer 50, 40 batch by batch. They are giving training. So you can make this opportunity. They will give some 15,000 to 20,000 as the stipend for 6 months or 1 year. They give the stipend, and they are doing lot of that's a help for the you kind of people. That's a UG people. For example, NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, and ONG, Oil Natural Gas Corporation, HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, GAIL, Gas Authority of India, SAIL, Steel Authority of India, IOC, Indian Oil Corporation, and GFC, GNFC, IBCL, that's a BARC, etc. So these are the companies which is that is a public sector company where that is a you no need to appear for any examination. Just if you have the valid GATE examination, and if you are getting through this GATE examination, and if you have a valid score, you will be provided a assistant engineer job in these companies. So that is a thing that you should understand. That you should have a valid GATE score. You will go to this kind of a company directly. You can put the application and you can go. So the first requirement for making the application to this public sector company, that you should have a valid GATE score. So you should write for the GATE, that is a GATE examination, appear for the GATE examination, and cracking the that is a GATE. So I have given a presentation on how to crack this GATE. The GATE cracking the GATE is not going to be that much that is a difficulty. It is very easy. Everyone can get a good crack this examination. The problem is they are calculating the mark based on the number of seats that it should be removed. So what I'm saying is that they should have a minimum threshold. That is, for example, if you are they should give the mark based on how much they have secured. So, for example, how many students are appeared, and how many students have got this kind of this much of mark, that they can put the ranking on that. So instead of putting the mark statement for a number of seats, it can be like that. So, if possible, if the management is giving an opportunity, I will give a presentation how to crack the GATE examination. My student, more than 50 to 55 students have cleared GATE examination and attending my class, and they have now they are working as a assistant professor in various central universities. After graduation from there, there's a P.Tech from IIT Madras or IIT Bombay, or that is a IIT Hyderabad or REC, that's a NIT Trichy, etc. So these are the things which is available that you can make it. So now the popular firms hiring civil engineers, that is a private and the government sector that we have seen. That is in addition to that, they are in the private sector, that is EMR construction, Silver Flacon, RALS contracting, and Unicorn, Double Crown, European contracting, and the government firms are Coal India. That is the list out. There's a Delhi Metro Corporation. So these are that is a popular hiring. That's a civil engineering firms. Now the career, that is first we have seen you are going to for a M.Tech degree. Then you say that I want to go for the job immediately. Those are what are the jobs that is available that I have seen that I have listed. Now the third option, number 3. Now you want to go for you want to have a break. After graduation, I am going to break my study for 1 year or 2 years, and I am going to appear for a UPSC examination or TNPSC examination. Then what will be your life? That means that if you want to go for a UPSC examination, civil engineers can appear for the Indian Engineering Service examination, IPS, IAS examination, everywhere, everything you can appear, and you will be given that's a seat in that. First, that is here, if you are going for a UPSC examination, you think that you are having the highest level of working experience within 29 services of Indian government, that is the Indian Engineering Service. Next, you feel the real power, how much power you have if you are clearing the UPSC examination, and if you are being posted as a collector, or if you have been posted as an IPS in a particular that's a district. Now you can see that even during this COVID lockdown period, what is the power of a police constable? what is the power of a police sub inspector. Now you imagine that you will be posted as a that is a sub collector, or you will be posted as a that is a deputy superintendent of police, or that is a assistant superintendent of police, ASP or DSP, so that you have the extraordinary that's a power, or extraordinary that is a work skill, and you have a good networking of higher government and official, and privilege. You have lot of privilege to enjoy. Even if you go to the temple, you will be first preferred. If you go to the any place, there are lot of that is a privileges you will be enjoying, and the cons are that is a you will be posting across the globe or the country. That is, for example, if you are passing the IAS examination, you will be making as an Indian ambassador. You will be posting somewhere in there's a small country. Do you understand? There is a chance. Every 5 years you will have to serve, or you need to shift. No social contact should be there. You should have only the official contact, and not all regions are safe. Somewhere, for example, one of my that is a friend or my junior, Mr. Alex Paul Menon. He is an IAS officer. He has been kidnapped in that is a state called Jharkhand, and he was there in the custody of Naxal for more than 20 or 25 days. Then he was left down. So like this, there is a chance of kidnapping and other things. The risk is there. So next is the geographical area and the development related difficulty. For example, you'll be posted somewhere near the Rajasthan where it is a drought area and you don't have any the access to the education, etc. So this kind of problem will be there for the UPSC examination. That also need to be considered. For example, if you are writing for the TNPSC examination, you will be posted as a assistant engineer in highways department, or any that's a water resource department, or a PW department, any department that you can go there. So after writing the TNPSC examination, you will be having a jobs in Tamil Nadu, not other than Tamil Nadu. Here you enjoy the homeland beauty and with the mother tongue, and you have the vast contact within the state and enjoy the job with the relatives and friends. You will be having the job within Tamil Nadu, and then you can feel that you are there in your own country, and you enjoy the people at enjoy the power at Chennai or your Madurai or anywhere. You can show your card and you can go there, and you have a privileges in the state facility. What are the things is provided? But the cons are there. What are the disadvantage of TNPSC? That sometimes if you are not having a good rapport between your your higher ups, you will be posted in the district like Ramnath district, Sivaganga district, or Virudhunagar district, where it is scarcity of water. You are going to be in that's a greater difficulty in running your family, or you will be having a political distress. So this obviously this area, it is a very stressed area where you have a lot of the political influence also, and that's at the local level, and you are able to handle them. Then and there, that will be have much difficulty. That is the job of the that is a TNPSC in that is engineering, or it may be a group 1 examination. So next is, here is the list of software. Next, these are the things that there's a 3 area that I have seen. I have told. One is after graduation, what you are going to do. After your graduation, what is the whether you want to go for study, what are the studies I have listed, and then I have shown what is the job opportunities, public sector unit and private sector unit, and I have seen the government jobs, what are the things which is available. Do you understand? So these are the 3 things that I have covered. Next is that is for your updation, you should have the knowledge about these softwares. So first, for example, I want to hire you. So I see that these are the software which you know. For example, you should at least know what is the Microsoft, especially from Excel, because the Excel software is there's a major software which you are going to after this graduation, because you don't need to multiply and divide everything. You can do it in this Excel sheet. And the next is AutoCAD 3D drawing, Autodesk, Stand Pro, Civil Designer. So these are the software which you can do it. But the problem is that is you no need to have a in-depth knowledge, but at least you should open the software and you should find this is the file, and you should find what is the difficulty on your, what is the problem, and highlight the problem that you can communicate to your client. At least that knowledge you should have. the civil engineer designer, that is a software HEC, RAS, MicroStation, Microsoft Project, Primavera, REFM, this is Software Optimal, Vision Civil, AutoTurn, WaterCAD, StormCAD, and many more. That is a software which is available. So you should be equipped with any one of the software, so that you will be easily that is hired by any company. Then, if you want to that is a pursue your that's a MBA degree, you can go for a HR, marketing, or manufacturing. That's a finance. So here, and also MSW, Master of Social Works, is also available. That if you want to depute your life, that is a very important. But as a civil engineer, as an expert, because I also that's been in the team for recruiting for this company. So when I discuss with the industrial people, they say that there is a huge demand for a B.Tech degree with the MBA. That is a MBA HR, MBA marketing, or MBA finance. So if you are doing MBA with the civil engineering, your career will be in the hype, and you will have a vertical growth. That is, I can give it in writing. If you are doing a B degree and with a MBA, I can get you a job, immediate job with that is within the 40,000 or 45,000 starting. That is a scale. I can get it. I don't need to get for you. If you are having the civil engineering background and with the MBA, they will come there and take away. Without any difficulty. So I can see that because we are offering this MBA degree program, I see that the students who are placed, that they are having with engineering background, that they have been immediately placed. For example, especially with the civil and mechanical engineering, they have been placed immediately because the companies are wanted like that they are having a good one for that's a MBA degree with the marketing, finance, and HR with the background of civil and mechanical engineering. So then the other aspect. Now I have given up that is a enlightenment in your job career, in your postgraduate and your public sector, private sector, and MBA. The fifth one that you call as if you want to go for a research, like your that is a teacher, you want to become a teacher, or you want to go for a research job, then you should go why to do research. First, you should understand what is a research and really whether you want to do a research or not. What is your problem in your mind? Your problem in material. I can see that because I am also guiding. That is more than 8 students. I have more than 4 students have completed the PhD. Every year now another 2 students are in line, so this year they will also complete their PhD. So like that, more than I have completed more than 6 that's a PhD student. And another thing is the student who are coming to register for PhD, they say that they don't have any idea. They say that what is the title, sir? I don't know, sir. What is the area you want to research? That you say, sir. What is that's a research thing that you have, research gap you have? I don't have any research gap, sir. That is there's only gap between you and myself. So you want to have a gap between you and myself. That is that gap to be first removed, sir. That they are saying. So this kind of without having any idea, so they want to do a research, sir. Why you want to go for degree, sir? I want to put a doctor degree, sir, DR in front of my name. That's all. Or I want to be like my teacher, sir. I want to take that's a teaching job, sir. So, sir, I'm there in a engineering college, sir. They have told that after registering for PhD, then only you will have a job. For job security, I came here, sir. Otherwise, I will not come, sir. So they are registering for a part-time PhD, and that is the worst thing that I have ever seen. Registering for a part-time degree, that too in research, that is nowhere you are going to do complete your degree within 5 years or 7 years. Finally, after a hectic pressure, you do some research, and finally you don't know how to publish your paper, and you don't know how to write the thesis. Somewhat that's a catch hold of someone, and you do it, and finally you will get the degree. And after doing that, getting the PhD degree, and also finally you don't know what to do. Just you sitting in the room. Yes, I am an associate professor or assistant professor, and I am doctor. So I will be sitting in the chair. I don't know what to do. I don't know to write the research proposal. I don't know to write the research paper. I don't know to even to communicate to the any funding agencies. Nothing there. Then sitting idle for 3 or 5 years, enjoying only the degree. So in one film they said that only for eating the mixture you will be sitting in the chair. And you want the management also want a person with the lowest salary, 40,000 or 45,000. That is with the PhD degree, sitting in the room, and then that is they want to show it for the AICT or NBA or something like that. They come and see whether how many of your faculty having PhD. Yes, okay, 5, 6. You please note it down. After 5 years, the NBA is very strict. I'm also in the that is one of the that's a person who is there in the NBA auditing committee. They will say that how many PhD you have, what is the outcome of that PhD order. That will be the next that is a question there. So if you are PhD means after completing your PhD, your life will not end. You will start only after PhD. Then every day you need to learn, every day you have to update, every day you need to do research, every day you need to teach. So it is a hectic job in the field of that is a PhD. That is important thing that you should understand. Dharmaraj sir, I'm பேசுற கேக்குதா? Hello, Dharmaraj sir, Maniyandan, anyone is available? Okay, good. Dharmaraj sir பேசுறீங்களா இல்லனா மணியண்ணன் பேசுறீங்களா? Dharmaraj, okay. PPT ல தெரியுது இல்லையா? Very clear. Okay. Just in this Google Meet, I don't see any participant or myself. Only I see only the PPT. In the case of a Zoom means I will see I will see myself, and also I see the participant who is listening, etc. So I can have somewhat control whether somebody is visible or not. Okay. So that okay, sir. So next is the final thing is there's a how much time, sir? Whether I'm taking a lot of time, sir. Shall I continue, sir? Yes, sir, please. Okay. So next is that we got as entrepreneurship in civil engineering. So next job here, this is the real civil engineer. I will say that whoever being the entrepreneur, they are the real civil engineer. You have to practice in civil engineering. So here, only 3 professional you call that is that's a course. Yes. Only 3 courses we called as professional courses. One we called as a doctor. They say the professional course. A lawyer, they call as a professional course, and they say called as a civil engineering as a professional course. So that means that you are a practicing civil engineer. So you need to practice every day. You should do the exercise. That means that exercising your engineering, that we call as entrepreneurship in civil engineering, that you should do some practicing every day. You should do the plan, or you should have a marketing, or you should do a design, or you should make a construction. So all the things that we call as entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, that Tamil you say that you start your own business. Tolil Munaivoor. That we call as entrepreneurship in civil engineering. So here, what are the scopes of civil engineering in entrepreneurship? Here you have a designing, testing, execution, survey, third-party quality assurance, building, valuer, land, estate developer, repair and highway contractor, piping, waste management service, etc. So these are that is a major the entrepreneurship that we will see one by one. One by one we will see. We have lot of time. We will discuss even after the seminar, and then we can have a conclusion. And I want to make my fellow student, my student, to have a insight view about their career, and then you can decide. Okay. So next is for example, that you want to become a surveying that's a expert. You do the AutoCAD. That is a certification. You purchase some 2 or 3 that is a survey equipment. That is more than enough. Here, to my level of understanding, I can say that in Tamil Nadu there is only limited number of surveying person available. There is with the help of any surveying experiment, there's a equipment. There is a big lack in doing this kind of a survey. There is no. I can say that only limited only 2 or 3 companies is there for making the surveying with the total station. They want to get the mapping, everything that we have to depend upon the North Indian companies. They need to come from there, and from Bombay or Hyderabad or somewhere or Bangalore, and we have to provide the accommodation. They do the survey and they charge heavily, like in lakhs. But there is a good job for there's a surveyor. That is you can do a surveying with the help of your own equipment, and you can do the leveling, mapping, estimation, infrastructure facility, hydrological survey, or communication tower installation, CCTV locations, etc. That you can do this kind of a survey. Next, you can do the engineering material manufacture. This is the 12 thing that I can say. First, that is a tile manufacturing, bricks manufacturing, stone product, ceramic product, lime and cement product, timber product, steel grill and other product, fly ash bricks, the hollow core bricks, aerated cement concrete blocks. That's a precast concrete element, aluminum shutter, water tanks, prefabricated house, prefabricated doors and windows, glass-based products, insulating materials, nano tiles, nano paints, geofibers. So you should understand that you can have you can open this many shops. One of my student in Srivilliputtur, that's my student, his name is Kadresan. That's a standard tiles showroom with a small room, 10 by 10. Now he is earning lakhs and lakhs every day. Every month he's learning like anything. That is earning like anything. So he is having that's a own Kadir tiles. So he is a civil engineering background. So with a civil engineering background, he is doing lot of that is a marble. So he understands the property of each and every that's a stone. He understands the property of tiles. He demand with the manufacturer. So now one is that is you can do the manufacture or sales. So second is bricks, TJ bricks. One of my students, he is doing the TJ bricks. Do you understand? So he has made a construction of the chamber bricks. Okay, the chamber bricks. It is very important. Then he is constructing manufacturing that is a bricks, chamber bricks, stone products. That is a quarry. Only thing is that is you have money. That is you go and hire that's a quarry, and you do there's a quarry the stone. You break into the boulders into pieces. Then you sell it at a cost. So that is also that's a good job. Next, ceramic products, limestone, grill works. There is no engineering. All the people are only the illiterate people are doing this kind of works. Do you understand? Now, if you go there and you do and apply your knowledge, you will earn money like anything, and you can get a good job, and you can provide a lot of job for the other people also. So the civil engineer not only getting a job, that is not going to be important one. You can select a job such a the architecture work, they charge more than 25,000 to 30,000. You may imagine how much the opportunities are there. You can do it. You can that is as a structural engineer, you can make a tie-up with any bank, and you can be a consultant for them, and you be the you do the construction job also. That is very easy, and you can do it. Do you understand? This kind of a structural analysis you can do it, and after doing that, you can have a steel design or concrete design. So that is a industrial sheds, warehouse, chimneys, towers, girders, bridges, etc. You can design as a steel design or concrete design. That is a overhead water tank, silo, cooling tower, multi-story foundation, bridges, retaining wall, jetties, and the docks. So these are the concrete design which you can make after making a proper structure analysis. So if for that you need need to learn the structural analysis software. ANSYS is there, FEM is there, and a lot of the other software is also available. And you can select a good training company, and there you can get trained in, and then you have to go for that's an apprentice training in a consultant. Then you learn the job for that is a 1 or 2 year. Then you come out and you start your own business. There are overwhelming response. There is no people. There is no that is a person to take this kind of a job. So next is geotechnical engineering. One of my friend, that's you said that Ganapati soil construction in Madurai. So he doesn't have any time to take rest. He's that is moving across Tamil Nadu and also in India, length and breadth. He is doing this kind of a soil. Then he started his own business. Now he is earning that is crores and crores. He is a topmost consultant in the environmental engineering and GIS. So he is doing a lot of work in that. So that is that's a design of trickling filter, ash, like this. That is a solid waste collection. That is environmental auditing. That this can be done with the help of this kind of environmental engineering specialist. Next, construction management. If you take the construction management, you can have the PERT CPM, that's a network, and third-party quality checking, financial planning and commissioner firming, time management, labor management, equipment machinery management, site management, site safety planning, staff accounting, and negotiating firm. These are the things that is by the construction management. Now, and another thing is that's a town planning and architecture. For example, if you are that is you can study that M.Tech in town planning and architecture, or you are attached to with any town planning and architecture company, then you can go to the architect and you can learn with the starting of drawing and plan, architecture planning of various campuses, designing a housing unit, etc. That their architects are doing. Then with the help of that architect, you can also do that. Then you can have a modern, sustainable architecture for the. For example, you can go for a M.Tech town planning and architecture. Then it is more than sufficient, and you can become a town planning and architect. You can have a good degree, and you have a good that is a future also. You can otherwise you can register for any that is a practicing valuer. For example, Institution of Engineer or Institution of Valuer. After 5 years or 6 years you've been practicing, then you can apply for the fellow Institution of Valuer. Then you go for a valuer and estimation of project, arbitrator, tender, building of project, negotiation of contract, labor contract, material supplier, rate analyzer, third party bill quality and analyzer, survey for quantities, RCC, reinforcement, etc. So these are the things that you can do it after the professional practice of valuation, and further you need to register with the professional societies. For then only you will call as a fellow institution of engineers or fellow institution of valuers. So this can be done only after 5 years or 6 years after your graduation. You should go for that is an examination. Then you can after passing that examination, you will be called as a professional practicing engineer. So next, water resource and irrigation. That if you want to go for a water resource and irrigation engineer, you can go for a drip irrigation, and that's a canal, pipe irrigation. These are attached with some that is a funding agencies and the banks, and then you can go for a government affiliated agencies and WASMO, IRMA, CWS, water resources, and hydraulic project. These are the applications where it is available. You can be a consultant and you can give your knowledge there. Then if that's a highway engineer. If you want to become a highway engineer, you can start a private which gives the following services. For example, that's a curb making machine, a curb making machine, a traffic analysis, origin and destination studies. You can do it. Payment design, highway and geometry design, alignment survey, and a traffic related products and manufacturing, signboards, traffic indicator, etc. That you can make with a highway engineer. But the career options in a transportation engineer. That is, you can be a traffic transportation manager, traffic and traffic engineering consultant, traffic conducting and the parking studies, design of stripping, that's a signal and traffic control measures, and as an external part, that's a participant, high tech intelligent and a transportation system, and terminal design guidelines, and research, that's a faculty you can be, and managing small and big level of project, engineering materials, etc., and contract and supplies. So the opportunities in civil engineering, that is in the transportation, you can become a highway sector, railway, airport, harbour, and you can have a local and state funding needs, and a qualified engineer can recommend standard for roads and infrastructure, and engineering in trainer, and diverse in career as a unique transportation challenge that you can make. So for that, you need to have a skill set. That is, for example, that's a transportation planning, project study, conceptual design, preliminary engineering, PSR and PR preferred alternative for that's a construction, and the survey and planning confirmation and estimation, and here the design conception, alignment of that's a broad studies, map leveling, Marshall diagram, etc. So these are the required skill if you want to become a transportation engineer, so that you can become that is a transportation engineer and you can deliver your job. And these are the top there's a transportation company, the IBSL, BL, KCI, RP Technology, RPP Infrastructure, NCC Infra, and Bharata Infrastructure, and Tata Project, L&T. So these are the that's a companies which is that is taking care of this kind of a people. So next is the advanced construction technology. So if you want to go for advanced technology, you can hire some equipment. For example, earth moving equipment, or you can have a dredger, you can have a lifter, loader, etc., concrete pump, etc. So that you can have a advanced construction technology. If you have some 1 crore or 2 crore rupees in your hand, and you get some funding from that is aid from the bank, you can procure this business, and you can lend the machine for the particular area. There is a high demand for this equipment. For example, JCB, that is a earth mover, that is they are charging about 2,500 for 2,000 rupees to 2,500 rupees per day. That is 6 hours. Per hour, they charge more than 600 to 800 rupees. Earlier, it was more than that. You imagine that is every day you are going to get 10,000 or 20,000 rupees out of 15, investing after only 10 lakh. So 15 lakh you are going to invest it. So you can have this kind of equipment, and you have a better opportunity. So next you can also be the construction safety specialist, and you can manufacture gloves, helmet, or safety shoes, apron, belt and chain, and automation, etc. So in the construction field also you can be an entrepreneur. So in the specific services, apart from this, sir, I don't want to make any investment, I don't want to study, I don't want that's upgrade myself. At least you can you can take a painting contract, you can go for a scaffolding contract, you can go for a supply of equipment, installation and maintenance, you can make a boring or demolition of building, or you can do the underwater excavating, drilling, etc. These are the specific services where no one is available, no specific this engineer is available. So these are the things that is doing. So you have the sky is the limit for entrepreneurship and the civil engineering. So I have listed more than 1,000 opportunities for civil engineering. Why not you? Why can't you can that's out for your that is your career? Why you are so afraid that you only have the dark space in the day? You are in the that is a morning. There's a sunlight that is available. So now only it is started to rise up. Now you need to go up to the top level with the help of this anything you can select. So I have given more than 1,000 options. I have given. You can select any one of that option, so that you can shape your career. So the sky is the limit for entrepreneurship and also for civil engineering. So your first thing is that you have a line of sight. What is your goal? What is your initial aim? And what is your final aim, ultimate aim? Then you have a broad vision. Be inspired from others. You have a role model, and interact with your people, and interact with your friends. Remember, excellence is a journey. It is not the destination. Do you understand? Excellence is a journey. It is not the destination. So you please have a broad vision, and you have for example, you say that you are a fan of the superstar, you are a fan of Kamala Hassan, you are a fan of Vijay, Ajit, like that you are getting you be having a role model like that in engineering. Who is the role model? You should have the role model like that. So I want to be like that person. I want to be like Maniandan sir. I want to be like the Dharma sir. I want to be like a Lokesh sir. Like that, you should have some that is a aim, and you have to now you say that I want to be like a Vijay or Ajit. You are acting like Vijay, acting like Ajit. You are that is a you do all the that is activity like Ajit. How the Ajit will be doing like this kind of a problem comes around. So like that, you should have your that is a role model in your life. Who is your role model? I want to be, for example, I want to be like a Sahayam IAS. So he should be that is the your idea. You should follow him. You should follow his steps. So what are the things? I want to one day I should be like Abdul Kalam. Or like that, you should have a idea, and you should work for that, and then your ultimate aim should be there, so that you should have a better line of sight. And when you can achieve, you have a success. You will face challenge, and again you have to achieve. Then again you should have a success. Do you understand? So don't confuse which field I should join. Just ask your mind one question. That is, what do you want to be after 10 years? From today, after 10 years, what do you want to be? Next, consider your capability and the limitation. What is the capability you are having in yourself, and what is the limitation of your family? For example, I cannot go out of my family because I have to take care of my elder parent. Do you understand? So like that, your limitation, everything you should have it, and don't underestimate or overestimate yourself. You have planned correctly. So I can do only this kind of a job. I cannot go out of my city. I can do my job. Yes, you take a timber business. You purchase some timber, paint. You start your own business. Every day you will get 10,000 rupees as a commission. Every day you will get 10,000 rupees. Your sales will be 10,000, more than 10,000. I will share. You start your you go there. You go any firm. For example, in a timber firm or a steel firm, you see that only a 10th fail or 10th school dropout will be doing that job. Why not you? If you are doing that, you will be having more knowledge. You know what is a timber, what is a steel, what is the cement, what is the material. Everything you know, because you have studied 4 years of your career, so that you can do it. No worries about your career. If you have that 100 rupees, you purchase that is a groundnut. You ground it, and you make it as a groundnut. That is a candy. That's a kadalam type. Do you understand? Even if you have 100 rupees, do you understand? That it is all the things up to you. You can do it. Do you understand? Your answer will be your career. You have to decide what you are going to do, and then remember, God has created a very honorable place for everyone, and your job is to search it. And unfortunately, most people don't approach in the right path. Your job is there in this world. You have come to this world to achieve something, to say some message to this world. So you are a civil engineer. As a civil engineer, you are a creator. You are a history creator. You are going to create the history, that you keep it in your mind, and then you can achieve yourself. So to overcome your failure, the failures are most important thing that happen. And let a collection of mistakes are called as experience. Don't think about the failure. Learn from the mistake. Don't fail. Don't put your fill up the eyes with your tears, and it will hide another opportunity. Wait for the opportunity like a spider, and you grab it, and stay focused on your objective. So next, plan from the beginning. You have a good job. You are going to have a good opening for your life. You are going to achieve, because you are the civil engineer. And remember, the failure is the first step of success. You are going to do it, and then you are going to be a civil engineer. I should see you are my fellow. More than 1,000 people are listening to me. That is, you see that there is a big audience. So there should be some people that your life should be there. And after 10 years, you should be having your life planned according to your opportunity. I have thrown thousands and thousands of opportunity. You can't take this opportunity and live your life. Because, for example, if you want to commit suicide, you can do suicide by hanging. You can cut your head. You can cut your nerve system. You can consume poison. You can take any drug. You can put the shooting, or you can burn yourself. You have umpteen number of opportunities die. You don't have only one opportunity, one way to live for your life. This is a beautiful life which is given to you. Please, that is as a civil engineer, practice as civil engineer, you do it and you have a successful career. And then you have lot of challenges. For example, here only you know that there is only 2% of that is of people, that's 13% of people are having their own house. You have opportunities like you have a recycled, you can have a recycled material. You can see that a lot of the materials is thrown on the ground as a recycled material. You can take that material, you can convert to a new material and you sell it. Zero minimal wastage, indefinite earthquake resilient structure, age of the concrete. These are the challenges. The urban environment, every day there, the traffic is growing. You can find some solution for the traffic growth. Population is growing because of that. That is India. We are having that is you have exponential population growth. The urbanization, the urban development, it is enormous. Now you can see that Madurai is now it is touching Srivilliputtur up to after Srivilliputtur. Now they say that from Thirumangalam they started, but they say it's called as a Madurai. Do you understand? From Thirumangalam, from here, you say that from here to Thirumangalam it is only 20 kilometers. Earlier it was 80 kilometers. Now the city is expanding. Now there's a water scarcity. You can have the water. You can solve the water scarcity problem, waste management problem. Each and every place you have a lot of waste management. So waste is being created. The concept of sustainable structure is also very less. And also you have to manage the semi-skilled labor and that's a project management or implementation of new technologies, interdisciplinary and optimization procedures are not up to. So these are the different challenges available. The challenge is all you call as an opportunity. Do you understand? You can have your life, better life, so that you have a good, that's a sufficient engineer. Conclusion, that is all career opportunities have its own pros and cons. And all human beings, students are different from each other. You have to take your own decision. Please do not copy in the other's way. You can have the role model, evaluate your own nature, strength, health, mindset, etc. And take care of your surroundings, jobs, everything. And you should have that is a pollutant-free, anti-aging, that is the condition prevail. And you should be very happy to leave the job in the morning, and if not, leave that particular job. Every day, if you want to go to the job, you should love to go to the job. சொல்றாங்களே அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போகக்கூடாது, வருத்தப்பட்டு போகக்கூடாது. ஐயோ நீ போனா என்ன சொல்றாங்க என்ன நடக்கும், like that you should not have. You should feel the happiness that is and you should go to the job. And very that is a mental stress job should be avoided. If you feel that this job is mental stress, you leave that job. Now you can see that a lot of faculties are in there's a mental stress. They don't know what to do. Every day the management is giving some pressure. That is they want to do that, they want to do that. Every month, every day they need the faculties are asked to submit the research paper. How they will do the research work? How the research work can be done by sitting inside their home? How it is possible? That is the stress. But the stress is like that. Do you understand? You have been provided with a good laptop and a good that's a cell phone, etc., iPhone, etc., without any internet connection, without any power connection. How that is called as a stress. Do you understand? So this kind of a job, you leave it. Remember the cheap politics and leg pulling in the current nuisance in every industry. And then you have to learn that is a cooperate with that. Now the government is saying that you have to live with the concurrence with the COVID-19. The COVID-19 will not go away from you. You have to indulge it, and you have to live along this COVID-19. Like that, you should be available. So jump in a career for the opportunity that will take best of you. And thank you the opportunity given by the KPR Institute and the other organizers for making this that is this webinar. I have taken some 1.5 hours for making this. That's a presentation 1 hour for 15 minutes, and I hope that I can answer some of the queries, and I can see that.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any queries, please post your questions in the comment box. We will convey them to the professor.
Sir,
Please see the chat box, sir, for feedback.
sir, sir, சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Please see the chat box, sir,
ஓகே,
for feedback.
ஓகே.
Sir, the first question is, what is the basic difference between IES and UPSC?
IES, it is engineering service. UPSC, that is a group one. It is that is a administrative service. For example, that is a if you are writing IES examination, it is also comes under UPSC, but only civil engineers can write. You will be posted as an assistant engineer in the central government CWD or central government jobs. That is a railway or like that kind of the companies that you will be that's a provider. So for that you will need to pass the IES examination, Indian Engineering Service. That engineering service is here. That is as it is equal to our that is a TNPSC examination. TNPSC examination you will be posted only in Tamil Nadu. If you are passing the IES examination, you will be posted all around India, and that is you will be taking care of only the engineering aspect. But that is a UPSC examination for administrative skills. You can have a 20 or 22 that is things available. Indian Administrative Service, Indian Ambassador Service, then you have a postal service, forest service, like that you have a 20 different. So you can be that is a revenue service or railway service, like that it is available. You can join with that. So both are entirely different. And here in the Indian Engineering Service, you will have only the engineering as a preparation for the examination, and you have a general knowledge only 20%. But here that is engineering will be given for only the core subject will be given only for 40%, and 60% you will be given for the general and that is general knowledge and the other politics or etc. that will be given. You understand? So these are the major two difference, Mr. Mogesh. Yes, sir, next question.
The second question is, kindly refer any funding body for postdoctoral fellowship.
Postdoctoral fellow funding for postdoctoral fellowship. Postdoctoral fellow DST, they are giving lot of scope, sir, and the TNSST they are giving lot of scope, and also that is in DST and in specific Ministry of Environmental Forest or the ministry, each and every ministry, they are having some of the funding for doing the postdoctoral fellow and also for doctoral fellowship. So if you want to go for a postdoctoral fellow, you can go for a DST, that is a Young Scientist Fellowship, it is available, and a TNSST also it is available. They are giving some funding for PDF for say 6 months to 1 year, and they bear that is a travel grant also. And but the thing is that you need to attach to any that is a institution. For example, KPR Institute or any institute you should support. And after your PDF, you should give a undertaking that at least 1 year you will come and work the same institute. That is the requirements.
Okay, sir. The next question is,
Yes, sir.
our Indian government is approved for 3D building structure construction. Any
Yes.
permission to need for this construction?
As of now, today we don't have any code book for there's a 3D building structure, and it is in the elementary stage only. So only in the research level they are doing this. It's kind of a 3 building structure under construction. So as far as there is a 3 building construction, if any that is they are given only permission for G+1, not more than that. Up to that, if you are constructing, nothing is there. If you are going beyond that is a G+1, you need to get the approval from the local authority, and also from CMDA, you should get the approval.
Sir, a person named Gokula Krishnan, he asked, sir, now in current situation in construction field,
Yes,
they
sir.
have planned to introduce all robotics, artificial intelligence robotics for construction. Whether it
Yes, sir.
might affect the job in future?
No, sir. Whatever the thing it is required, the civil engineers cannot be replaced with anyone. That is the happiest news you should have, because that is even doctors can be replaced. but civil engineers cannot be replaced because that is our strength. Do you understand? We will have job for more than another 600 years. We have job. Don't worry. Do you understand? Now you have a lot of job for that is civil engineer. I have shown more than 1,000 opportunities it is available, and well qualified civil engineers they are not available for that is a it is not they are not available for making this construction. Do you understand? So you can that's a do it. You can that is a you can take the job and you can make the construction. So it cannot be replaced. Civil engineers cannot be replaced. Mother cannot be replaced by any equipment. Do you understand? But the other anything that can be replaced, but mother cannot be replaced by any equipment. Like that, civil engineer cannot be replaced by any equipment. Don't worry, you have job for next 600 years. Yes, sir, next.
Okay. Next question is, why should I choose M.Tech Transportation Engineering, and what are all the companies offering internship for transportation field?
So transportation, it is a challenging job that if you want to go for a transportation engineering, certainly you can have a transportation planner, transportation analyst, or you can go for transport infrastructure designer, etc. So there are a lot of companies. I have shown my PPT also. So the top companies are Wilbur Smith is available, and you can have a Tata infrastructure, and you have there's a TCS is also available, and there's L&T. They are also giving a lot of opportunities. You can after your postgraduate in transportation engineering. So in transportation engineering, only limited that's a institute are offering. One is IIT, second is NIT, and some deemed universities, one or two deemed universities, they are offering transportation engineering. So after graduation of the degree from the transportation engineering from this institute, you can join with any companies that is I have listed that I showed in the PPT, and you can have a training there. Do you understand? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. The next question is, why people giving less importance to civil engineering when compared with other engineering streams?
It is not less that is a priority. First, the civil engineers will be paid very less amount. Do you understand? So, for example, their salary will be 6,000 to 8,000. So that is for their experience. First 3 years or 4 years only experience. After 4 years, even a diploma candidate will have a hike. Really, you should not stay in the same company. You should quit the company then and there, so that what will happen is you will have a hike then and there. So every year you will after 10 years of your graduation, your salary will be 2 times higher than the CSE, ECE, or EE. But not at the starting stage. Their starting will be higher. The booming will not be there. For a civil engineer, and how much experience you are having, based on the experience, you will be having more and more hike. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. The next question is, what are all the online civil engineering internships available? What are all the companies offered these internships?
Online internship is not required, sir, because civil engineering, it is not any program writing. You have to go to the field. You should go to the field, you should study. So as far as possible, you don't go for any online internship for a civil engineer. And sitting inside the room, what you are going to do? You can do only the designing, or you can do that's a quantity surveying, etc. But it is not going to be worth for you. Do you understand? Please don't go for that. That is my request.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next question is, what are all the documentation jobs available for civil engineers?
Documentation job that I have already mentioned, that is for example, you are the designer. You can be that's a quantity controller or a quality controller, or you can be that is a consultant. These are the document related. That is you can be an arbitrator. Like this, these are the things that we call as a document related civil engineering job. So you have to open a that is a office, and you have to have a you should have a client, and you should that is attached with the client, and you are going to do it. So this is the thing that you can do it.
So the next question is, what are all the jobs, especially for girls, available in civil engineering except design concepts?
Except design concept, you can, that is there is no discrimination between girls and boys in civil engineering. Civil engineering means that is there's only one category. One is that you got as a warrior. Do you understand? If you want to be the civil engineer, then you should be a Jhansi Rani, or you should be a Rani Mangaman, or you should be an Alexander. Do you understand? There is no difference. All are ruler. All are that's a emperors. Do you understand? Sitting inside the room, that you don't prefer the civil engineering position, a civil engineering job. Do you understand? You only if you are, as in the first slide I have told, if you are having a that is a proper that's having a challenge, and if you have a proper scope, then only you can call it as a civil engineer. So if you want to don't want to take any risk, and you want to be inside your room and inside the AC hall, AC room, to every 2 hours tea, every 2 hours that is you have a break, and you want to enjoy with your friends, then civil engineering job, it is not there. Do you understand? Here, the civil engineering, it is not the job where working with your friends. It is working as that is an emperor. There is only one king for a kingdom. Like that, only one civil engineer for a single firm. That you are going to do it. Do you understand? So civil engineering, there is no special that is a work for any girls other than design. Do you understand? Every job is for both boys and girls. Everyone should take the risk. Everyone take the challenge, and you should fight it. Yes, sir. Next question, sir.
So the next question is, how to enter the engineering job in harbors?
Harbor, sir, that's there will be a lot of that's an advertisement from the port. So from the port, the society, it is called as a trust. So the port trust, they will having a sending lot of that is advertisement for the port trust. For example, each port is having a special trust. So it is an individual trust. Do you understand? For example, that is a Thoothukudi Port Trust, Chennai Port Trust, Visakhapatnam Port Trust, Cochin Port Trust, like that. We have the port trust. So the port trust, they will announce there that is the job opportunities. So there are that's a humpty number of job opportunities in the that is in the port trust, from the logistic management, ship management, that is a floor management, and that is we have more than 25 different jobs which is available for civil engineer. And if you are specialist in transportation, immediately you will be inducted, or you will be recruited in this kind of a port trust of India. Yes, sir.
So the next question is, how to become an entrepreneur in transportation engineering?
Yes, you after being a transportation specialist in M.Tech in transportation, you have to register for Societies Act, and you should have an affiliation, and then you can have the government of India, government of Tamil Nadu, they will announce the that is a various that is a tenders. For example, designing and planning, for preparation of a detailed project report, they are having a lot of opportunity. They will announce then and there. So you have to apply for a tender, and then you grasp the opportunity and you can apply it. Do you understand? So for example, one of my friend, Mr. Muthukannan, he is a practicing transportation engineer from Madurai. He is earning more than 10 lakh rupees per month. Do you understand? He is having no time for even for sleeping. Do you understand? So that much of that is a busyness will be there. And for your kind information, he is only a diploma candidate. He is only a diploma. He is a classmate in the diploma, and he is hiring a lot of there's M.Tech transportation people, and he is doing a lot of work. It is a good thing, and there's no there's a huge gap for a transportation consultant, or if you want to start a consulting firm. Yes, sir.
Sir, we have few more questions. Shall I ask or wind up, sir?
So I think that you can make a wind up, and you can post that's a questions to my email. I'll share it. Okay, and in the YouTube also I can share it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Um, Thank you, sir, for your wonderful speech on the topic opportunities for civil engineers after undergraduation. And on behalf of KPRIT, I thank all the participants, those who have attached with this program. And the feedback link will be sent through YouTube comment box. Please fill that form. After that, only you can get the certificate. Thank you for the participants and the professors. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir.